Alrighty, brothers and sisters, today we're going to talk about why cryptos are going to pump and pump and pump very soon as well. Since everybody is still flip-flopping on YouTube with bearish and bullish and cold and hot, just following the trends, trying to get the views. But here we are, keeping our thesis, keeping our beliefs, because I'm following basically the data that I'm looking at, and as well because I have money on the line in this market, so I'm incentivized to actually look at these things objectively and not just look at it in a way where I just want to get the views. So since my money as well is on the table here, I am forced to look at these things with a clear mind, with no emotions, and trying to understand what's going on with the market. And this is what I want to share with you here. And what I want to tell you here, guys, is pretty much we're at the bottom with altcoins, and we pretty much would see them recover as well, and we could be headed into a major rally again, especially heading into April and the end of Q1. And you all probably, if you haven't heard, this week we have the FOMC meeting, which is a very important thing right now in the market. This is pretty much what's driving the markets right now, altcoins and all that, because you can see now all the news, you can see all the Bitcoin strategic reserves, you got pro-Bitcoin president, you got pro-crypto governments, you got pro-crypto everything. We have the ETFs, we have institutional money, we have all that stuff, but still the market is not pumping. That's why this FOMC meeting is very important, because this is pretty much the money printing machine that we're waiting for to pump our bags. And what I want to talk about here, guys, since I'm looking at these things in a objective way, I'm trying not to judge my bags by how I feel. Either I'm fearful or greedy. Like the market today is very fearful, so it's very understandable that everybody is feeling fear, and it is much easier to make bearish videos and agree with everyone than to be bullish, since everybody is bearish, and it's very clear. We have data on that. So why I'm very bullish here, guys, is the global liquidity as well here. So there are two things I'm looking at pretty much now to understand what's going on. Now you got your global liquidity and you got your dollar, which is still going down, right? This is very good news. Now, I know this is now not reflected in the charts, but a dollar going down is a Bitcoin going up and a crypto going up, and the global liquidity. And it's very clear now. Here I have the total market cap, crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. Now the reason we look at this, because these are all altcoins. This is the market cap, which is at $1 trillion. Now when you look at this, you'll notice something very important. And this something is, whenever the global liquidity goes up, we see a follow-up with altcoins. It goes up. Here we see a follow-up with altcoins. Now we can say that this pump here was the Trump pump, the election pump and whatnot. We see this early 2024 pump. We could say that the Bitcoin ETFs, and we could say the ETH ETFs, and we could say the meme coin mania. We could say whatever narrative that pushed the price up here, and it would fit pretty much because of the news was pretty much matching the price. Whenever the news is matching the price, it's pretty much the news is legit. It's seen as legitimate. But what truly is driving this market is the global liquidity. It's like if we go to the deck screener, whenever you see green buy, the price go up. Whenever you see sell, the price go down. It's pretty much what this is. When you see this going up, this means money is being injected into the system, and sooner or later this money, this liquidity is like a river is flowing. Whenever you dig a different path, the money will flow, or water will flow on that direction as well. Now this is pretty much what we're looking at here. Whenever this goes up, this is telling us like a big buy is coming. Now as well here is telling us a big buy is coming, but we haven't seen that yet reflected on the charts, and that's what's causing all the bearishness now and all the impatience. And we can clearly see how this actually marks a bottom. So when you see this top here, the global liquidity top, it's pretty much marked the bottom. So at least we know that this is the bottom here. We know it now. We know that this is the bottom. Now we can still kind of go down a bit, go up a bit, or range, but pretty much this telling us is the bottom. If we look at the global liquidity alone, we can notice that how this been on a downtrend for a long time, and it could actually break out, and this could be it. And one reason that could be is the dollar going down, because also the dollar going down increases the global liquidity. This just means that the supply of the dollar is higher. They are minting more dollars, weakening its price. If there is more dollars, the worth of $1 goes down. So this is also one reason, and very bullish reason, in fact, that we haven't seen pretty much happen for a while, since the dollar has just been on a, let's say, range here, but still impulsive moves here and there that kind of cause the markets to shake out. But this is going down. If this does go down, this would break out. But why is this important? Let me bring back the charts here and see what this means for altcoins. Whenever this global liquidity breaks out and goes on these massive runs, this precedes a pump on the altcoins. And this tells us a major rally is coming. This happened in 2021, and this happened in as well 2017, ranging here, and then it broke out and then finally gave us a bull market. So this is what we're seeing happen now. Pretty much very similar. Now you can see this could be the breakout and really send us finally see a new all-time high. Now as well with this the total 3 or total 2, we usually see the start of the bull market when we break above all-time highs, which hasn't happened yet. And understandably, because if you go to most of these top altcoins, none broke above their all-time high besides XRP and Solana, which now is below its all-time high. Only XRP and Bitcoin are above their previous all-time high from 2021 when it comes to these top altcoins. Now, one more time, if we look closely at the global liquidity, we understand that the bottom is in for these altcoins, or we at least need to see another rally here. Following this increase on global liquidity, we at least need to see another rally up, which means it's gonna be reflected on altcoins. So there is no reason to be bearish right now. Now, the second thing I like to look at as well is the dollar. Is as if the market is trying to tell us something. The last time we seen Trump take office, the dollar did the exact same thing. Before Trump took office, we had this double top, then a fake out, and we had again a double top with a fake out. With Trump taking the office, exactly starting the drop on the dollar. Same thing that happened here. This is the 2017 bull market. So if I add a crypto here, and we can see that this is pretty much what started the bull market back in the days. And we can see when the dollar went down, it went up, and again we're now on the verge of doing the same thing again. So these two things with the liquidity, with the dollar going down, is one major reason why I'm very bullish and still bullish on this market. I'm still waiting and expecting these things to start to rally. Now, whether the altcoin season would be a mini altcoin season where we're just gonna recover back up and see all altcoins recover, or would that be actually the altcoin season that we are waiting for, which is the one we had in 2021. If you look at this chart, it's been on a massive runner. It just been going up, and especially if we look at the first part of it, was a massive run where at any point you bought anything in 2021, January, February, March, April until May, if you bought anything up until that point, you would make money. So this is what people are waiting for, this up only trend, which basically means whatever you buy, you press buy on, it makes you money. The same thing that happened in 2017 is this part here as well, which was an explosive rally, and it took some time as well and lasted long. And whenever you bought anything at these prices here, you were making money. Now this cycle, we had it very different. This cycle, you pretty much feel FOMO pretty late. So if you start to see that the market is breaking out, you start to feel FOMO. As soon as you get into the market pulls back. Same thing here. As soon as you get into the market pulls back, and doesn't last long. These are a few weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks each time of pumps, instead of like multiple weeks and months of uptrend. So it's very different. Now 2021 and 2017 will reward real, let's say we can call it dumb money, which we mean you don't need to do any research, you don't need to look at anything, you just buy it and it goes up, you make money, because it lasted long enough for everybody to make money. And the last people that are very skeptical and on the fence usually come in late and buy in late and end up getting wrecked. But with the majority of the time, whatever you buy, you make money, and it wasn't the case in 2023 and 2024. So if you made money actually in 2023 and 2024, you are part of the smart money, or at least you know what you're doing. That's very important, and I've been part of that camp where we pretty much, I was very lucky, and I'm pretty sure my audience as well. We've been killing it in these markets since 2023 and 2024. Whenever the market starts to reverse back up, we start to print money. Even though it lasts very few weeks, we do print. But the majority of the market doesn't, since the majority of the market is pretty shaken out very easily. When you look at this fear and greed index, if we drag it right here, you can see it lasts very few weeks into extreme greed, and this is indicating that everybody's buying, so it doesn't stay there for too long, around 20 days or less. But back in the days, it stayed in extreme greed for a long time, and it managed to get everybody to make money, or almost a lot of people to make money, besides those that joined very late. This was a very different time. It's because of the global liquidity. The global liquidity is what sustained a bull market. It's constant money printing going into the market, pushing the market, propping the markets, pushing them up no matter what happens, and creating a very forgiving market where doesn't matter what mistakes you make, you still make money, because the money is cheap, money is everywhere, money is worthless, so money is being made. But when the global liquidity is going down overall, it's hard to make money, because money is not that cheap anymore. That's what we're waiting for now to happen, and that's why I do think we're gonna recover soon. And as I said, the bottom is in probably for altcoins now, till the global liquidity impact starts to show on the charts, which usually takes a few weeks to see that happen on the charts when after this recent pump. But the most important thing here that's causing all this drama is the rate cuts that we are still waiting for. Now, something important as well is playing out. Now, I couldn't load Polymarket on my browser. I don't know why it's down, but this is a screenshot from Polymarket that shows that Feds will end QT, which is quantitative tightening. Now, this is what we're seeing. This is also tied down to inflation going down. They need to see inflation going down, which started to go down. Now, we had a very good CPI report last week, which could convince the Feds to maybe change their mind and start cutting, or at least showing the market or telling the market they might start cutting, and actually ending QT before May, which pretty much means bull market and altcoin season. We can add it here. And this also shows us when the bull market and bear market happens. Now you can clearly see this when this is at these highs here. This was at 2%, 3.3% interest rates. This was the bear market for altcoins. Now in 2017, what stopped us from the bull market is the rates going up. So the rates were flat around 1.15, and then started to increase suddenly to 1.4, 1.5, and this is what stopped basically 2017. So if we put a line here, this, as soon as the rates crossed 1.4 or 1.5, bull market was over. And then they were high of above 1.5, and they stayed for a while around 2.3, where the market was just going sideways, and we could argue that was a bear market. And then as soon as they cut them down and went to zero, basically we have an astronomical bull market here. Astronomical bull market, and it lasted till basically they started saying we're gonna increase those rates, we're gonna increase them, and since then they stayed high. But these are US rates. Cryptos are pretty much global, so everybody in the world can buy them, so they're not just only affected by the US policies, but by the whole world. That's why we pull up the global liquidity. This is the thing that's actually much more accurate to predict these markets. And since global liquidity as well was going down, this marked actually the top on altcoins. It went down. Then when we seen this pump here, this is when it pumped a bit here. And this, when you see this pump here, this is also the one we seen in February 2024. And this one here is the latest one, the Trump pump. And now we have one that is not yet priced in. And that's why I'm saying a recovery soon. Altcoins will pump soon. The global liquidity is much more accurate than the rate cuts, but the rate cuts are a big driver as well for global liquidity. So if we do see them go to zero, then the global liquidity will go much higher, like in 2021, this astronomical pump, because rates went to zero, and pretty much every country in the world followed the US and did the same thing. And China is trying actually to follow the US, also waiting for the US to start printing so that they can print as well, because they're already pretty much in a recession. recession, and pretty much most of Europe, and that could cause the global liquidity to start to really rally higher and actually cause a sustainable altcoin season that we're waiting for. Now, this is me keeping it logical, looking at the data, not freaking out, not following the fear, not looking at what the market is doing, not trying to make a bearish video just so that I please everybody that is fearful right now, but making a video that is actually accurate and showing what's actually happening in the market in real time. Now, one thing we want to keep in mind, so it's the Wednesday FOMC meeting, and what's going to happen there, I'm going to make sure to update you. You can follow me on Twitter as well, link in the description. You can join my Discord as well, and you can subscribe. So I'm going to keep you updated on this as well on YouTube. And thank you so much for watching today's video till the end, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.